Today we're going to be using Google SketchUp to draw an orthogonal drawing of a wooden block. The block has an angled end and we'll be colouring in the block to help us understand how orthogonal drawings capture the different views of an object. Google SketchUp is a virtual three-dimensional modelling tool for designers. It allows the user to create a full-size virtual project in cyberspace, allowing the user to solve problems, to test solutions, without having to make a real prototype. Google SketchUp is not a drafting or engineering drawing program and therefore is a little awkward to use in this manner. However, we'll be doing a simple drawing and it can be used this way. First, let's set up the drawing environment. First of all, we need to check to make sure that we have millimeters. We do this by going Shift Command I and bringing up the model information menu. You'll note that units are down the bottom. Make sure that we have decimal, millimeters, and we won't need the decimal point in this case, so we're going to go for 0 millimeters. We don't need to display units, and we just close that down. We need to also make sure that our menu has the correct items on it, and we do that by going to View, in this case Toolbar. Make sure the large tool set is selected. That's this one down the side. If you can't see that, you get that Tool Palettes Large Tool Set. And then you can go down the bottom to Customize Toolbar, and you'll notice there are a lot of items that we can now put onto our toolbar. I've placed standard views, styles and layers on there. Just simply grab the item, click down, drag it and place it where you want it. Once you've done, hit the Done key. Now going to draw a piece of paper on the ground. We're going to use that piece of paper for all our drawings. Now we're going to do that by using the rectangle tool, which is over here. You can check any tools at any time by placing the cursor over it and it will tell you what it is. There are drawing tools here, editing tools, view tools and some other auxiliary tools here. You can also use quick cuts. In this case, if we hit the R key, it automatically changes over to rectangle. And you'll notice I'm starting at the origin. It tells me it's the origin and there's a little yellow dot indicating that's where it's going to start. I click once, lift my finger back on and drag the rectangle in the right direction. Take my finger off, hit the Tab key, type in the numbers 297, 210. This is the size of a standard A4 sheet of paper, and then hit the Enter key. You'll notice it's quite small. That's alright, we can change the view. We're going to do that by first going to Camera and selecting Parallel Projection because that's the way we want to view it. We're going to use the standard top view and then after that we're going to zoom to extents. And we're now looking at the piece of paper as if it was flat on the ground. So down the road and we're ready to go. The first thing we're going to do is add some guidelines. And these guidelines will help us make a border. So we simply take the guideline tool, click on the edge, hit the Tab key, enter 10, and then enter key. Bottom down the same down the bottom here, Tab 10, enter. Click on the edge, drag in, Tab 10, enter, and the same at the top. Click, Tab 10, enter. Now that we've got those guidelines, we can draw a border around our page. Again, we can go for the rectangle tool, R. You'll notice there's a cross and the word intersection indicating I'm going to be drawing from the intersection of those two lines. And drag it down to the bottom to the other intersection, hit enter. I don't need those guidelines anymore, so I can now remove them. Delete guidelines. We're going to add some more guidelines now, and these guidelines will divide the page up into sections so that we can look at what an area for drawing in. I've actually drawn this earlier, so I'm just going to bring this up to show you what it's going to look like when we're finished. And that's the finished drawing. And you'll notice that these are evenly spaced. They line up in this direction and that direction. And that's what we're aiming for. And we need some guidelines to help us do that. Let's put this out of the road for a minute. Now I've got some guidelines that we're going to put in. The first one from the edge here is 40 millimeters. So click once, drag, tab, put 40 in, enter. Go back again, tick, click, drag, tab 140, click, drag, tab 180, and then click, drag, tab 240. And you'll notice it's created some spaces there for us. We're now going to do the same from the bottom, but with different measurements this time. We've got click on the border, drag it up 20 millimeters, enter. Click, drag, tab 80, click, drag, tab 110, enter, click, drag, tab 170. You'll notice I've divided this up into different spaces, and the drawing of the object will fit inside these spaces. We've just got one more thing we need to do before we go any further. We need to create a point 50 millimeters from that intersection to here, and that will represent the angled line that goes down on the block. We're going to do that now. You'll notice that when I click on this intersection now, rather than putting a line on the page, it actually puts a point. We need that point to be 50 millimeters away from that corner, and we'll need the same on the top. We're now ready to draw. The first tool we'll choose will be the rectangle tool, so hit R, go to the corner, drag down, finish. Also in this corner here, done. Because this one has an angle on it, we're going to use the pencil tool or line tool. We're going to start at this point here, click once, twice, 3 times, and then close. The only thing we're missing now is the line that goes across here. Done. The drawing's now finished. We don't need the guidelines anymore again, so we're going to remove those. Go to Edit, Delete Guidelines. We're now going to colour in the different sections to represent the drawing that we had done earlier, and this is what it looks like. And so we have light blue, green and red. Notice the green here and the green there represent the same surface, but we're looking at it from different directions. This one we're looking from the top, this one we're looking from the side. Put that away. Just simply grab the paint bucket, go over here and select crayons. I'm going to select this green here. Actually, I might choose that one instead. Paint that and that. Choose the red, that one, and a light blue, that one. We've now finished doing the drawing, and we'll be ready for the next step shortly. So I'm just going to save that now, and we're going to save it under File, Save As. We're going to call this Exercise 2. So type in there, Exercise 1. I'm going to save that. And that's the end.